A South of Grand family home that was short on living space, storage space, garage space, and even bathrooms gets a terrific addition from Helland Construction, and the remodeler Dave Helland is joining us today.
And something else that this house was lacking was a good entryway, something that had the grand feel that this house needs and something that was easily usable for the family on a daily basis.
That makes a lot of sense. Now tell us about the room we're in right now.
We're in the great room, and we made the ceiling, it's vaulted ceiling, and it actually has a similar design both with the fireplace and the ceiling as the existing living room in the house. So we're trying to keep to the same feel of the house when it was originally built. As usual, the trick to these remodels are to make 2007 construction match up with 1930s construction, and it's very difficult. In this particular project, we had to match up the brick. The neatest thing about these houses that are built in the 20s and 30s is the brick that was unique to that era. So it's always a challenge matching up 70, 80-year-old brick. Well, what we did was we went out and found these. They're Flint Co. pavers. Actually, there's a company that digs these up out of streets. They're old streets in towns. They dig them up, clean them up, and it happened to be an exact match to the brick on this house. Another element of the brick is matching the mortar color. You got 80-year-old mortar, it doesn't look the same as new mortar. So what we do is we take standard mortar, and I have this mortar colorant. And I actually stood in my kitchen and I used measuring cups and teaspoons, and I kept making different batches to get the right color, extrapolated out to full bags, and we ended up with about as perfect a match as you can get.
It really looks wonderful. Here in the kitchen, you're reworking original kitchen space and adding new.
That's right. There's normally enough space in a particular area, like this kitchen, that we can reconfigure it and make it work so much better. In this particular case, there was a door to the outside of the home that came into the kitchen, and there was two doorways, one to the dining room, one to the hallway. And it just created between so much walkways between those two doors and the door coming in, it just wasn't really very usable. So this used to be the exterior wall of the house where the door came in from the outside. We've removed the whole wall. Now this is in our great room. We're going to have a nice bar to eat at, double doors going out to the porch, just a real nice space for entertaining.
And the end result is this wonderful, inviting entry that is flooded with natural light.
Well, and the light was really important here because it's a heavily shaded lot, so we grabbed as much window space as we can in the stairway, lots of bank of windows up high, as well as a skylight over the stairway.
And a lot of architectural details, too.
Just like it's important to match the new to the old on the outside, on the inside we created this room with similar architecture to that of the original great room in the home. Got vaulted ceilings with an interesting shape. However, in the original great room there's a fireplace with just a plaster wall above it. Here we've added all mahogany built-ins above and around the fireplace.
It is gorgeous, and you can see that the homeowners love to read. And I know there's a story behind this ladder that you've incorporated too.
The neat thing about doing these remodels is you can add all kinds of personal touches. We built bookshelves and added this as a library ladder. Now this sticker on the side of this ladder says 1892, and it actually came out of the owner's grandfather's store that he owned years ago.
The living spaces that we have just shown you are part of the new addition, but Dave, we are in a remodeled space. They've taken it back to its original roots of the 1930s with kind of a French country, almost a cottage charm look.
And there are some details in the home that we incorporated into the cabinet trim that kind of tie everything together. This is remodeled space, but by adding new space adjacent to it, it allowed us to push the kitchen a few feet out further into the great room, so we have a peninsula and an eating bar, and allowed us to have room for a second sink. And for aesthetics, there's a lot of neat things you can do with kitchens. We've got the decorative fronts on all the appliances. Owner chose a apron front sink with a hammered copper finish. It's really unique. It's really cool.
And Dave, this home is just one of many that you have shared with us on the Open House television show. You have added on space, remodeled space. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you.